Hey everybody, it's Kyle, coming at you live from a different vehicle, but in a vehicle because I don't have any time to do this anywhere else. So, got to try and do it when I'm taking kids somewhere or picking kids up from somewhere. So, hey, you do it when you can, right? Anyway, all right. Well, let's see. What is bugging me? Probably the number one thing that is bugging me right now is something that's been bugging me for a couple weeks, going on a couple weeks now, and that would be depression. Depression's really been a big asshole lately, and really created havoc for me in the last few weeks. And it's been a rough one, man. I know that I talked to you guys a couple weeks. I've kind of kicked up the amount of times that I'm going to see the therapist right now, just because I recognize this is happening. So I'm just trying to kind of cut it off at the pass if I can. And anyway, it's really been a bastard, man. So I'm just working on that, and I'm trying to get past this funk and move on, because it sucks. It really sucks. And I can't remember a spell that is quite as bad as this one's been. It's really been a struggle. It culminated in the fact that I haven't been getting much sleep at all. Been having trouble sleeping, having trouble getting to sleep, or if I wake up, can't go back to sleep. And that's been going on for a couple weeks solid. It got so rough that I actually woke up at like 1 something in the morning on Sunday night / Monday morning, and I was just plain up, and there was no going back to bed. So I actually ended up using a personal day on Monday to, get some rest. It's crazy, but I slept almost all day. And I definitely felt a little bit better after that. So today would be Tuesday, and I felt a little bit better today getting up and going in. But even last night, I had a tough time going to sleep. Now, I did sleep a lot during the day yesterday. Luckily, I had a good teammate, our pug, our little black pug puppy. She was right there with me, snoring away and snoozing away with me when I was trying to chill out and get some rest on Monday during the day. So she kept me company through that. But and it's funny too, because if you have never had a pug, man, they make a lot of noise anyway, but it doesn't bother us. I mean, we're used to it. But she breathes real heavy when she sleeps, and it kind of was lulling me back to sleep whenever I would wake up a little bit. And so I owe a little bit to her for getting some rest, I would say. But it was much deserved and much needed rest that I got. But yeah, it's been harsh. The good news is I actually had a therapy appointment today, and so we discussed a lot of that about what's going on, and had a lot of different conversations about things that it could be, what could be contributing, how to handle it, those kinds of things. And it was really a really good appointment and really good discussion that we had. So that's good. That's a positive out of this. The bad thing is I'm pretty sure I've probably been a pretty big prick to be around, and I feel bad, but I try as hard as I can not to be that way. But when you're going through these kinds of things, it's hard for you to even control that in yourself and from yourself. But I'm doing the best I can, and hopefully I'm not pissing off anybody too bad. Not irrevocably anyway. But yeah, so that's what's been bugging me, man. I don't know if you guys have gone through anything like that, or if you've had a long bout like this, but 2 weeks is pretty long. I haven't really had anything that's been a deep funk like this for a solid couple weeks that I can recall. I will say it does feel like things are kind of turning up and feeling a little bit better today. I'm hoping the rest of this week's a little bit more positive. I'm feeling a little bit better and just moving forward and out of it because, man, screw this shit. I don't like it. All right, so that's what's going on with me. If you guys want to talk about any of that, or if you want to call in and discuss it as anonymous or whatever, you let me know. You know how to get a hold of me, okay? It's dadsnark@gmail.com, or there's the Facebook Dad Snark page. There's also at the Dad Snark on Twitter. Or you can go directly to this anchor.fm page and you can actually leave a message there. And again, you can do this anonymously. So don't have any fear there. If you would like to just bring up something, or if you have any advice or anything, how you get out of these kind of funks or whatever, I would appreciate it. Definitely would enjoy some sort of input on that, or some conversation, if at all possible. And also, I welcome everyone to come on and be a guest or help co-host or whatever you want to do. If you're feeling like that might be something fun, something you might be interested in doing, well, I'm more than happy to have you guys join, and we could have a good conversation, I think, if you want to try something like that. So, anyway. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and cut out here, go to the break real quick. We're going to come back with some things that I'm into right now, what I'm enjoying, what I'm interested in right now, and we'll be back right after this. Hey, Kyle. All right, everybody, and we're back. Okay, what am I into? Well, I actually got a gift card from my work, which is kind of cool. Just kind of a little thank you. I just kind of passed a milestone at this particular job, 5 years. You know, nothing too big or anything, but it's nice little bonus treat. So what would I do with that money? Well, you're damn right. I went and got some records. I went by 7th Heaven here in Kansas City and did a little record shopping on Saturday. And so that was pretty cool. I definitely picked up a couple things that I've been interested in for a while. I came across one that I didn't even know existed. Maybe I'd seen it before. I can't really remember, but it was kind of cool. So I just kind of go through them here real quick. The first thing I came across was 360 Degrees of Billy Paul. I'm not sure if you guys know what that record is, but I guarantee you know this song, which is Me and Mrs. Jones. Huge tune. The rest of the record is great too. He does cover a couple of other songs and stuff like that, but it's an amazing record. Just really solid. I really like the song Am I Black Enough For You? I like that tune a lot. I think it's great, but it's a killer R&B album that I found in their used new arrivals when I was kind of digging a little bit. I also came across Journey Captured, which to me is one of the best live albums ever recorded. So in my opinion right now, I have the two best live albums recorded that I know of. Now, a lot of people are going to say Frampton Comes Alive, which is a great record. Not going to deny that at all. The only thing I would say is I don't know if I dig every single song on there. And that's kind of what I'm talking about here. Journey Captured, I love every song on that album. It was actually the first compact disc I ever bought a long time ago when compact discs came out. But it is an absolutely fantastic record. It's almost like having Journey's greatest hits, but it's a live recording, but they did an incredible job recording it. It sounds fantastic. And then the week before that, my copy of Scorpions Worldwide Live kind of just showed up. I'd ordered that a long time ago. I found someone who was selling it used through Discogs, which I'm always a little scared on Discogs because I have gotten a crap record or two that way. But this thing was in cherry condition. And so I dig every single song on that record as well. So to me, those are my two favorite live records. But the one I got last weekend at 7th Heaven is Journey Captured. huge find for me personally. And it's also fun to look at the gatefold and the album sleeves because, whew, those clothes, man. Holy cow. All right, so, I kind of dug through all the used ones and everything. So then I said, well, I'll go over and take a look at some of these new ones because I'm always kind of looking for Check Your Head by Beastie Boys. I'm looking for, there's a few other ones that I'm kind of on the lookout for. I had Black Pumas in my hand at one time and I put it back. I don't know why I did that. I wish I had it. So I was kind of looking for that too. I thought maybe I'll get a couple of these, newer releases. And the first one I came across, which I didn't even know there was a new version or new copy of this, was NERD, their very first record, their debut record by NERD. Now that is, if you're not familiar with that group, first of all, it stands for No One Ever Really Dies. Okay, it's not nerd, but their very first album I really like. Now that's not the first record of theirs I ever had. I had a CD of the next one, I believe was the first one I had. I can't remember. Fly or Die, I think is what that one was called. So I had a CD of that one. That's the first record of theirs I had. And then I bought this, I think it's called In Search Of, the first album. I went back and bought a copy of In Search Of, and that's what this album is. So what this is it was a 2 LP version, and it's on a crisp white vinyl. Again, guys, I don't care for this colored vinyl stuff, man, but it seems like everybody else in the world sure does. So I guess I'll just go along with it. But man, it sounds fantastic. So I've been rocking to that. Getting better, or things keep getting better. That song, I think it's the second song on the first side. There's 4 sides. And then there's another one, Run to the Sun. They have a previous version of that at the very end of side 1 also. But that's actually, I think, the first song on side 3. But if you've not listened to In Search Of by NERD, do yourself a favor and check it out, man. I think there was a hit single off that called Lap Dance. But that song's okay. I'm not really that crazy about it. I like a lot of the other songs on that album, though. Here's another thing that may be interesting to you. That is Pharrell's group. Now, his original group was called the Neptunes. I think that was him. And that was he and another fella that are these friends. But this one is those two, and then they added another guy, and it's NERD. So they put out probably 4 or 5, they might have put out 5 records, and there hasn't been anything in a while. But good stuff, man. Very happy with that. And then the last record I bought, because that one was pretty expensive as a double album, the last record I bought was Substance by Joy Division. Wow, man, holy cow. It's 1977 and 1981, all the Joy Division tunes that I would say you know and you love, but the thing about Joy Division is I don't know if it's something that you love. They're kind of a big bummer, but incredible music, and you can definitely tell how New Order, how all the things that came out were influenced. And I believe there were some members from Joy Division in New Order. I can't remember exactly. Sorry, I don't know the full history there, but I know those bands are tied together somehow. I'm pretty sure there was people that were in both bands. But yeah, it is incredible, and it sounds magnificent, man. I mean, just real beautiful sound to it, crystal clear, just gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. So very happy with the 4 records I came across. Very happy to have those in the collection now. I think I'm up to 216. It's getting a little crazy in the record department. But I've been listening to those. That's kind of what I'm into at the moment. All right, well, what have I been watching? Lots of different things, but we did start watching a really interesting show last night. First of all, we finished the final episode of the 5th season of Schitt's Creek, so now we're in the same boat as everyone else who didn't pay for it, and we're waiting for that final season to come on Netflix. I believe it's coming on in October. It'll be on Netflix, so I'm looking forward to that. But we did start a new show, which is on Hulu. it's actually not new. This is the second season, but it's called Pen 15. So PEN 15. Now, if you write that out on a piece of paper, I think you'll get the joke. Long story short, the premise of it is this. Two girls are 13 and they're going to junior high together. They've been best friends. They've grown up best friends. They're going into junior high, into 7th grade together, and starting that whole part of their lives, which is a really awkward, weird part of your life. If you guys can't remember that, as old as I am, I still recall it quite well. But for women, or for girls, females, I know that it's actually really complex. There's a lot of things that are going on at that time that, I probably would have been a lot less of an asshole if I'd have known everything that people were going through. But the funny thing about this is it's an autobiographical show. It's a series, and it's a comedy, but it is touching. It sometimes there's drama and there's stuff going on. Of course, it's about girls in junior high. Of course, there's drama, right? I've got one of those myself right now at home. But the funniest aspect of the whole thing is these women are playing themselves. They're playing themselves as though they're 13, but they're actually in their 20s. And I want to say they're in their mid to late 20s, but they're playing themselves as though they were 13 going to junior high and just starting out. And the funny thing about it is everybody else that's in the show, so all the kids they're going to school with, all of them are actual kids that are 13. So it gets pretty wild, man, and it gets a little awkward and weird at times and stuff, but it is hilarious in a very crude and weird, odd, strange way. It's amazing. And so I highly recommend, if you haven't seen that show, check that out. It's on Hulu, like I said. PEN 15. So Pen 15. Check that show out. And then other than that, I've kind of got a deal right now. I'm kind of jonesing. I want to watch horror films. So I did the Shudder trial, and now I'm just a member. I'm just going to subscribe to it. I love horror movies. I could watch them at any time. I actually watched one yesterday while I was, in between. I woke up late morning, went and made myself a sandwich, came back, laid in bed, watched a horror film, fell back asleep. It was great. I love horror films. I always have. The gore stuff doesn't bother me or anything. I've only seen very few films that have truly scared me. The original Shining used to scare the shit out of me, and it's still kind of a creepy, weird idea. And then Hereditary scared the shit out of me a few years ago. And then we were talking today. I was talking to Mikey, actually, and we were talking about Midsummer, which is Ari Aster's second film after Hereditary. I don't know if it's the second film, but it's the film after Hereditary. And that I wouldn't say that one's so much scary as just fucking disturbing, man. I mean, what a crazy-ass, sad state of affairs that film is. But Hereditary genuinely frightened me. And there's not a lot of movies that can do that. So that was kind of cool. And a couple others, like It Follows, the beginning of it. It kind of is pretty creepy, too, and weird and uncomfortable. But, yeah, there's so much stuff on Shudder, So I watched this old, I think it was made for Showtime, but it was John Carpenter and Tobe Hooper, and they did like kind of a trilogy of stories, and it's called Body Bags. Pretty horrible, really. The highlight was the final story was Mark Hamill was in it, and he was playing a baseball player that's a great hitter. He's in the minor leagues. He's getting ready to go up to the major leagues, and he gets in a horrible car accident and loses his right eye. And this whole story ensues. You just have to kind of see it. But I watched that one yesterday, and it was pretty cool. I also watched Creepshow 2 on there, which I hadn't seen forever. So it was pretty interesting to watch again, too. I'd kind of forgotten about that. I can kind of think about why I might have forgotten about it, because I remember the first two stories in it now, but I don't remember the third story now that I think about it, and I watched it less than a week ago. So, whatever. But there's a bunch of stuff on it. All the Dario Argento stuff is on there. The Halloween films are on there. A lot of John Carpenter stuff is on there. There's a bunch of things on there. And then, of course, they have their originals. They did a Creepshow television show. I think they're getting ready to start filming season 2 of that now, or they may be already. I watched the first season. It was all right. But I'll be curious to see the second season. Maybe they can soup it up a little bit. I hope so. Because I like that kind of stuff, man. So that's kind of what I've been watching. My wife hates that stuff, so she hasn't been watching any of those horror films with me. But while this has all been going on, I keep going past a Blu-ray collection of the Universal Monsters scary films. So, Dracula, Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, The Invisible Man, The Mummy, Creature from the Black Lagoon. There's 6 of them in there. I mean, I think there's more than that. I think there's way more than that. But I think there's another package that has like 8 films. As a fan of the opera too, I don't really care about that. But anyway, I keep going past this Blu-ray set of these films, and it's 6 films, and it's $40. I don't know why I'm not buying it. I mean, 6 films for $40. I mean, that's like, I don't know, about $7 each. Maybe a little bit more, $7.50. I don't know. I need to just suck it up and buy it because I've never seen all those, man. I've seen parts of almost all of them. I've seen Creature of the Black Lagoon. That was actually the first film I went and saw in 3D. They had a special screening of it in my hometown at the movie theater that I later worked at. But it was in 3D, and that's the first time I ever saw a 3D film. So I know that one, and I know Frankenstein. I've seen almost all of Frankenstein. I've only seen just a little bit of Dracula with Bela Lugosi, and I've not seen much of Invisible Man or The Mummy. I've never seen Bride of Frankenstein. I'd be interested in watching those, and I'd love to watch them on the 4K TV with the 4K Blu-ray player, because it takes, I've been floored by what it does with old DVDs, how it up-reses them. So I can only imagine what it's going to do with these Blu-rays. And they don't make them in a 4K anyway, so I don't know. I think $40 for 6 movies is a good deal, regardless, right? Anyway, so I'm just kind of beating myself up over not getting that. I might still get it. I don't know. But I noticed I went on Vudu to just see what the digital version is, like if I wanted to buy it. And hell, it was like $46. So why wouldn't I just go buy the actual Blu-ray discs, and I get a digital code anyway, and then I have it both ways? I don't know. So I kind of got a hankering to watch those movies, and they're not really readily available anywhere for streaming because Universal's pretty picky about that stuff. I don't know. I may have to pull the trigger and buy that set. That's about it for watching stuff. Reading, again, I haven't really been reading much. I did read the first issue of Star Wars Bounty Hunters comic book. There's 6 issues so far. I read the first one. I kind of like it. So I need to find the other 5 issues because I think there's 6 out now. And I might have to do that digitally, but whatever. And read those because I like that storyline. And then I'm also reading Rise of Ultraman, which is a Marvel comic, but they've done a new updated version of Ultraman. And I read that first issue as well, and I really like that as well. But I haven't really been reading much else. I want to read the book that the film Stalker is based on. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Stalker, but it's a Russian film from 1979. It's Andrei Tarkovsky, who he also did Solaris and Andrei Rublev and a few other films that you may know if you're a film buff. But I really, really, really like Stalker. Now, it's a super slow burn. So if you go out and you somehow get this film and you watch it, don't be pissed at me. Because I'm telling you right now, it moves about 100 times slower than any Kurosawa film. And Kurosawa films move pretty slow. I love Kurosawa films, and I love this film. The beauty in it is the imagery and the visualizing that takes place to create this atmosphere on the screen. And in that respect, Stalker is pretty amazing to me. But it's originally based on a book. There's these Russian science fiction writers, and that's the other thing, by the way. Russian science fiction writers are pretty amazing. I've never read any science fiction by Russians. They're really pretty good writers when it comes to sci-fi. But I can't remember. I think it's brothers that wrote a series of these sci-fi books, but the one that Stalker is based on is called Roadside Picnic. And so I really want to read that book. I think it came out in like 1973 or 76. I can't remember. I know it was a few years before the film. So, but yeah, I kind of want to read that, and I kind of want to watch those old Universal horror films. I feel kind of like I've cheated myself by not seeing those before now. So I kind of want to check them out. But that's about it, guys. That's about all I'm into right now. I'm really not into much else other than just trying to feel better. Trying to come back around from this 2-week funk that I've been going through. And I don't know if it's the weather, the change in weather or whatever. We talked a lot about that. I've backed off of Facebook. You'll still get podcast updates and all that stuff on Facebook, but personally, I just don't want to be on there right now, man. I just can't. I can't really do much more of it, man. And I still participate occasionally, but it's just so negative. There's just nothing positive happening on there. I don't think it's worth my time and energy. I think I'll take a pass and just step back from it for now. And maybe after this election, who knows what the hell's going to happen there. Maybe after this election, I'll hop back on and feel a little more comfortable posting some pictures and making some comments and stuff. But the Facebook Dad Snark page is up and running still, and so is my regular one. It's just I'm not putting up new posts. I got tired of doing that. So I do stuff through Instagram, so you'll still see pictures come through. I do my now spinning type of pictures of what albums I'm listening to at the moment. I'm still going to do all that stuff. I am just not going to go on there and bicker with imbeciles about shit that neither one of us can change. It's kind of stupid, man. There's enough hatred in the world. I don't have to join in. Anyway, that's what's going on, guys. That's what's happening with me. Like I said, if you're having issues too, and you don't have maybe the resources I do, I'm able to talk to my wife about it. I'm able to talk to friends about it. I'm very open about depression and what I'm going through and stuff. If you're unable to do that, you don't have somebody, please feel free to reach out to me or reach out to somebody. I will put another link to, you can chat with someone online if you'd rather do that, or you can call directly and talk to another human being at the Suicide Prevention Hotline. And I highly suggest you do that if you feel like things are just kind of out of control. I know what you mean. I've been there a lot recently, and it sucks, man. And I can't imagine if I felt that way and felt like I didn't have somebody to talk to. Just know that I'm always here. You can always reach out to me. Like I said earlier, you know how to get a hold of me. There's no shame in it. There's shame if you don't do something about it and it goes too far, okay? So reach out to somebody, if not me, and try and get it figured out, because nothing is worth feeling like it's irreparable. Nothing is, guys. It's not. It's not irreparable, okay? It's going to be all right. But sometimes it's good just to hear another human voice, and also understand that there's a human ear listening to you, okay? That's probably the most important thing, is someone else actually listening to you. And maybe even repeating back some of the things that you're saying so you can hear what it is, okay? That's the benefit of therapy for me, and that's the benefit of talking to other people for me. When people listen to you and they understand what you're saying, and they kind of gently remind you of what it is you're saying and that you're thinking, that could be a big eye-opener. So, no shame in anyone's game. Like I said, just please make sure you reach out if you need some help, and don't be ashamed at all. All right, that is it, guys. I will catch you next week. So this is episode 70. Wow. I will catch you guys next week with some more information. I'm sure my wife was definitely be hoping that I don't have any new albums by then. But who knows? I did finally get my Run the Jewels record too. I'll put a link in for recent spins or now spinning, and you can check that out. But it's beautiful, hot pink record. It's amazing. Anyway, I will catch you guys on the other side. And again, reach out to me if you need to. Whatever you need from me, just let me know. Oh, get off my lawn.